Alright. Let's get the show on the road. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's have some fun. Hello, travelers of the internet, and welcome back to Guardian Studios. Or if you're new to the channel, welcome to you. My name is JGuard1, and I'm your host, guide, and humble bard into the worlds virtual and fantastical. And I am very pleased to be able to welcome you all back to the channel, or in the case of newcomers, welcome you fresh to the Guardian Studios experience here on the YouTube channel. We are back on the world of Gyros today, my friends, where we have made a major jump in our potency on this world. We now have a fully functional iron farm, which I already took the liberty of grabbing a little bit of iron out of to make my first set of iron armor. Now, you may be saying, why aren't you changing out your boots? Well, powdered snow is still a thing, and I want to play it safe and not risk falling into a big old hole. I don't want to fall into a pit of powdered snow, because that would just not end well for me. So to take precautions against that, I'm going to keep wearing my leather boots for the time being. But we now have proper armor on our person, which means we will not die anywhere near as quickly as we may have otherwise. And that, my friends, is a big help. That's going to help us out majorly with, well, just about everything, I think. Excuse me while I clear some of the snow out of the environment. Water is probably the easiest way to do that. Gets rid of a whole bunch of the snow that otherwise could be stuck in my way for quite a while. There we go. That gets rid of a lot of it. It's not going to get rid of all of it, but it gets rid of a bunch. And that's good enough for me. Yeah, I know, Fox Kid. Torches would probably be the better way to go to keep the snow from accumulating at all, but when you need to clear a lot of snow in a hurry, water is your friend. Alright, now let's head back to main base. Hello, Venom. Hello, Ryan. Yeah, if only it worked that effectively in real life, eh, Ryan? Are you freaking kidding me? I just got over here and already I'm dealing with snow again. Why? Well, makes me glad I made the greenhouse. Means if I want to hang out somewhere without having to deal with the snow, I can just duck in here if I need to. If I get a chance, Venom, we will see. Can't guarantee anything right now. I'm kind of bouncing around all over the place. But if I can get a chance, I will do so. Fair enough, Fox. Fair enough. Cool, Venom. Cool. Hey, villager! Glad you can make it, my friend. How are you? You doing alright? I hope so. It's good to see you. I'm glad you can make it. So, I'm sure some of you guys are wondering what we're going to be doing today. Well, the main thing I want to try to do today is fix a few problems around my bases. Namely, I want to put our iron to good use, both for crafting up some better tools and for getting some fixes going for some of the issues I've noted in regards to some of my farming efforts. Oh, geez, that's rough, Ryan. Alright, Venom. Alright. Hey! May fortune favor you in that tourney. Hope it goes well. Alright, so. I'm going to be abandoning these stone tools. I don't want to be using stone tools anymore. I've already made myself an iron pick. It's time to get sword, axe, and shovel. And this is why I always like to have an iron farm, so that I can get these things and then never have to go back to slow, weak stone ever again. Alright, make a couple chests. One of the major things I need to fix about some of my farms is I need to put hoppers down in the cobblestone generator. Yep, we got an iron upgrade. Thanks, Fox Kid. Hey, Union, glad you could make it. Hey, alright, we'll see you when you come back, Fox. AKA Dinos. The two are kind of interchangeable. Alright, I need to get back here. Whoops. Okay, did not mean for that to happen. Didn't realize the water was going to be reaching that far. Yeah, well, that's just something that happens. People change their usernames now and then. It's all good. Alright, gotta go one more block over. And put 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And this is where things are going to get interesting. I need some... Yep, this is a cobblestone generator. This is a cobblestone generator down here, and it is actually a really, really important build to make on any Minecraft world. The sooner you can get one of these built, the sooner you will never have to worry about running out of cobble ever again. And that's a big deal. And honestly, cobblestone generators are extremely simple to make. The only thing that's difficult about them is getting the lava and avoiding getting burnt while you're putting it in place to make stuff work. Ugh. Yeah, make sure you're staying warm, Ryan, and the same to everybody else out there. We are in the winter months, my friends. Do not underestimate the cold. But also important, don't forget to be staying hydrated out there. Hey, Leo! Hey, welcome back, Dinos. Welcome back. I'm gonna see if this works to make... Yep, it does. Okay. Cool, so I can start blocking this back up. Come on, let me out. There we go. So this is why I needed the hoppers, because with a cobblestone generator, in order to make sure you get all the cobblestone, the easiest solution is to have hoppers under where the cobblestone takes shape. Is it perfect? Probably not. It probably doesn't work 100% of the time. But it does most likely work 90% of the time, which is more than enough for me. Yeah, I think at some point I am going to be playing around with Java Edition, if not on here, then on Twitch. And then when I do play Java, I will most likely be playing with the Create mod. Yeah, that's kind of a silly question to ask around here, Dinos. Not just you. Union does it too, but I think everybody in the chat has changed their username at least once or twice since this channel got started. Yeah, see, there you go, guys. There you go. You're seeing it. Alright, so the first problem with my base is fixed. We now have... Well, that's why I said just about everybody. Or that's... I may not have actually said it, but that's what I meant. Just about everybody has changed their username at one point or another since this channel got going. At least that's what I've been noticing. And I can totally understand why a lot of people are doing that, because that way it's harder for their username to be taken, so to speak. Because I know I, for one, would not appreciate someone doing that to me, but people do it, and it gets to be a problem at times. Alright, let's see here. So, first problem taken care of. Next thing I want to try to do is fix this kelp farm, because this kelp farm is not conducive to my vision. It does not match the vision I have for a kelp farm for me. I need to adjust it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a solid design. It's simple. It's a hole in the ground. It's a hole in the ice. It's a big ice hole. Like ice fishermen would have. Just for a different purpose. But I want to make it more suitable for what I use it for. Which, that doesn't entail very much. The main thing this is going to involve is tearing off this roof, raising this up higher, or maybe digging this down lower. I'm not entirely sure. What I definitely know for certain is that until I'm ready to get it solidly done... You know what? I'm just going to change my plan entirely. I'm going to uproot all the kelp. We're going to get it out of here. And I'm going to redesign this thing in its entirety, so that it gives us more kelp and is a bit bigger. But we're going to make it be very efficient. And I know exactly how I'm going to do that. things first. Got to get rid of as much of this water as I can. Alright, Fox Kid, see ya. It may not make sense why I'm placing these torches, but trust in the process. This will make sense. I didn't actually want the snow, but I'll take it. Whew, that's pretty cold, villager. And so is what Ryan is dealing with. Good grief. How long was this thing anyway? Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I want to make it longer. Actually, no I don't. I want to make it shorter, but wider. That's what I want to do. Two, 4, 6, 8. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4. Oh geez, that's a lot, villager. Hello, and hey, welcome back, Union. Welcome back. Alright, time to knock this stuff out. Need some dirt. I need more dirt. Ironing out some problems means fixing the farms that should be more efficient than they are currently. And that mainly entails having... Yeah, for a second there I wasn't sure, Union, but then I saw that you still had the old names at the end of your new name, and that gave it away. Alright, so my plan is simple. I'm gonna let these water sources freeze, and then we're going to dig underneath them. Actually, I may not let them freeze. There we go. That'll keep that water from being frozen again. Actually, you know what? I do want it to freeze, because the water will make it difficult to dig. My mind keeps bouncing between one plan and another. Makes sense, Union. Makes sense. What I'm doing at the moment is trying to build an improved kelp farm, because I'm going to end up gradually phasing out using charcoal for fuel, and I'm going to end up using mainly kelp for fuel. But if I'm going to be using kelp for fuel, I need to be able to farm it efficiently. So I need a bigger, better kelp farm. Once you convert it into kelp blocks, actually, yes. Because it is one of two renewable sources of fuel. The two major renewable fuel sources... Well, actually, come to think of it, there's three, if you count in lava. The three fuel sources that are now renewable are lava, kelp, and charcoal. Charcoal you have to cook in a furnace, and every lump of charcoal gives you one... It gives you one dose of 8 things cooked. Basically, for every piece of charcoal you put in a furnace as fuel, you get 8 items cooked. Which, that's pretty good, especially if you've got a tree farm, which we don't. But we're chopping down big spruce trees every other time we need wood, so we get plenty of wood that way. However, when you cook up a kelp block, when you cook up kelp and make the dried kelp into a kelp block, every 9 kelp gets you 1 dried kelp block, which can smelt 20 items. Which 1 kelp block can cook 20 dried kelp, which gives you 2 new dried kelp blocks worth of dried kelp. It's a compounding thing. As long as you keep farming it, dried kelp is the better fuel source. Dried kelp becomes the better fuel. This is true, Union. 1 bucket of lava can cook 100 items. The problem is lava takes time to be remade. Some of you are probably wondering, wait, how is lava renewable? It's farmable. Dripstone and cauldrons, if used together to make a dripstone-based farm, can also make not just water fill up the cauldrons, but also lava fill up the cauldrons. Which means lava is now renewable without having to tap into the nether. Which, that's a pretty big deal. But, here's the thing. You have to have buckets for the lava. Which, we have an iron farm. Buckets are no big deal. I will grant you that. However, the other side of that coin is the bucket ends up stuck in the furnace. I don't know. It's just... No, you can't, Union. No, you cannot. See, okay. Lava doesn't behave the same as water. At all. Not only does it not spread as far in the overworld, but it also... It isn't able to create an infinite lava source. The only way to create infinite lava is with a dripstone-based lava farm. Which I'm sure there are ways to automate that, which would make it the best. But it's not something that is easy to work with. Besides, dried kelp is easy to farm. It's extremely easy to farm. It comes in quicker than lava. So, ultimately, dried kelp remains the king of efficiency, so to speak. If these last 2 water sources would just turn to ice, we'd be able to start digging the kelp farm. Because I want to dig a kelp farm. I want to dig it down fairly deep, and then I want to fill it with water right up to the top. My plan is to have hoppers over on this side of the farm that the kelp will slide into along the water on the surface, and those hoppers will then all feed into a barrel at the end that I will be able to pull the kelp out of to put it into furnaces. This is also true. Union is also right. If you're desperate for food, dried kelp is also able to restore some hunger. You just eat each individual piece of dried kelp and you're good to go. It isn't it's not the best it's not the best food by any measure, but dried kelp is also a food type. So, there's an extra reason to be making use of it. Not one that I generally go for, but it is something to be considered. But ultimately, my main reason for using kelp rather than lava is kelp is something you can get from the beginning and farm immediately. With a lava farm, you have to have... With a lava farm, you have to already have the iron for the cauldrons. With lava farms, you have to have iron for cauldrons, and that gets expensive. A kelp farm is much cheaper, because you don't actually need a hopper for it at all. You don't need anything for it except the kelp and a deep pit. Those of you who've seen who watched the World of Tyrm when we had it, you'll remember I had such a farm, where it was a kelp farm, dug into the ground. It was just a pit, nothing special, but we got a lot of kelp out of it, and for a while that was our XP farm. For a while that was our XP farm before the furnace thing got patched. Which, that was another reason why kelp farms were a big deal for a while. Up until, I want to say it was one of the 1.18 updates, we had the ability to smelt things in a furnace, pull it out with a hopper, and the furnace would just keep accumulating XP in it for all the stuff that was passing through it. It never took into consideration that, oh, wait, I shouldn't have as much XP in me as I have. Mojang eventually classified it as a bug, but for the longest time, furnaces were basically able to be XP farms. Nah, no teacher. I just know a little bit about Minecraft since I've been playing it for a few years. Most of what I know is on the player side of things, not the technical side. Like, once I figure out how something works, I can try to explain it in layman's terms, but I don't know the technical side. What's that, villager? What's that? Sweet, it finished. Okay. You said you were gonna say something inspirational? All I got out of that was confusion. Which, I'm half joking as I say that. Please understand, I am half joking. But that's also half not joking. I found that quite confusing. Motivational. Motivational. I suppose that was a bit motivational. I'm not saying what you said wasn't what you intended it to be, but I'm going to go ahead and give a simplified version of what you said with a classic quote. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. You got to get started with something. The only way to do it is to take that first step. But once you take that first step, it's all gonna keep moving from there. You don't take that first step, you're not getting anywhere fast. That's right, that's where I was farming sweet berries. I almost forgot. Alright, so we've got the cobblestone generator is now fixed. The kelp farm is ready to be dug deeper. We're gonna dig it way, way deeper down. Yeah, there you go. It's like a YouTube channel. When you get those first subs, that's the start. That's where it all begins. From there, things are just gonna keep going up. Villager, I've got to say, you're confused. Your words are confusing, but I appreciate your attempt at motivation. There we go. Let me see. What can I do? Go ahead and go up top here. I need to make a couple more iron tools. That was what I was coming up here to do originally when I came up here from the pit. Okay. I'm thinking. Think. Gotta do a lot of thinking here. Gotta think things through. Gotta think very carefully about what I'm doing here. Laugh it up, my friend. Laugh it up. Confusion, thy name is Villager. It makes about as much sense as villager pricing. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. The stuff you were saying was starting to make as little sense, or as much sense, as villager pricing. So, yeah. I give you points for consistency on that. That would explain so much. Honestly, that would explain a lot. I just broke one of the bits of ice that I needed to keep. Hey, welcome back, Union. Welcome back. Alright, villager. See ya. There we go. What is who saying, Union? Me? I'm not aware that I was saying anything. At least nothing specific. Oh, villager. I think he was trying to be funny. I think he was just trying to see how much confusion he could stir up for a moment there. I know somebody else who's like that. If any of you guys have seen Enya of Enyasoft Gaming do his stuff on one of his channels, you ever watch some of his stuff? Sometimes he'll try to confuse just for the fun of it. So fair warning, you go to watch any of his stuff, be aware. Sometimes he'll intentionally try to confuse people just to see how long it takes for them to give up. At the very least, he does that to me a lot. So maybe he just does it to me. Which, honestly, would not surprise me. Would not surprise me one little bit. How deep am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then that block there will make 9. I don't want to go down as deep as possible for kelp. But I do want to get the pit dug deep enough that we can get a good amount of kelp growing before each harvest. That hurt. Hey, I know the movie that one comes from, Union. It's actually a pretty good movie, at least in my opinion. Funny enough, the animation of that movie holds up even today. Oh yeah, I know the movie that one's from. It's called, if I remember right, it's called Robots. Actually starred the voice talents of one of the greatest comedians we've ever had. Yep, it's exactly the one that I was thinking of. Riddle me this. Why did I meet you amongst the garbage? Our motto is, beats rusting outside! Yeah, I know that one pretty well. There was a while there where it was actually a favorite. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we'll go for 10. Going up. Need dirt. Need some dirt. Yep, that's what I was saying, Union. Considering when it was made, it is pretty darn well animated. The animation holds up even to today. Okay, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 times 8 would mean... Well, actually it's 10 times 7. It would mean 70 kelp for harvest. For just one row, I think. 7 blocks down by 8 blocks. That would give... I'm confused. I'm confusing myself. Nothing new. Oh yeah? I need some slabs. Ah, I've seen that. It's not bad. Not bad. I think I enjoyed it more the second time I watched it, though, personally. Because I think the first time I watched it, I didn't really understand what was going on. And for a long time, I ended up deciding, you know what, I'm more confused than anything by this. I don't think I really like it. But then, I actually find it enjoyable nowadays. Well, let me remind you, we are on a very tight schedule, and I've never been late before, and I'm not going to start tonight, so please take your seats. Thank you. Yeah, I can pull a few quotes out of my memory. Quotes from movies and games and things are fun to enjoy. Aha. That is what I was afraid was going to happen. Yep. That's what I was afraid was going to happen. I am going to have to put a roof over this sooner rather than later. Yeah. I am going to need to put a roof over this quickly because we need to be sure that we're not going to get frozen. We need to be able to keep the water from freezing within the farm. Because if the water freezes, that's just going to mess things up. Jump up here, and 1, 2, 3, 4. I just made a mistake. I jumped down here without making sure I had a way up. I just realized I just made a mistake. I shouldn't have broken that yet. Because I need to be able to go down and put in the kelp. Is the kelp in here? No. All the kelp is over here. Yeah, it is pretty quiet in the chat, but that's okay. Those we have here are still good. Yeah. Still good. It has been ages since I've done that voice. Yeah, it's no big deal. Alright. Put the kelp in place. Oh, that was intentional. That was intentional. That was another one of my favorites for a long time there. That was one of my big favorites. To the point that I taught myself how to imitate the character's voice. That's right. I always liked the character. That little alien was always fun. I always found it to be enjoyable. Out of all the Pixar ones, that's actually fairly easy. It's a tie between two movies. Because I'm pretty sure Pixar was part of both of these. Up. One option is the movie Up, but I think my absolute favorite, if I had one, would be WALL-E. If I had to pick a movie from the Pixar lineup, that would be the one that would be my absolute favorite. It had a great plot, the characters were cool, and I actually can imitate the main character's introduction of himself. So, it adds a little, there's a little bit of funny in that, too. There we go. Alright, so I'm gonna need enough iron to make 8 hoppers. And then I need to make a barrel. So that I can put this stuff where it needs to go. So I'm gonna end up needing to get... I'm gonna need to chop down a big spruce tree. There's no way around it. I am going to have to chop down a big spruce. Back to the iron farm. We're going to have to get some more iron so that we can make these hoppers. Don't tell me. That polar bear's got an issue with me, doesn't it? Uh-oh. Don't tell me. We're about to deal with a big polar bear. Yup. Sharp claws for the tearing? Most likely. Bring it on. Here we go, here we go. Heading back to base. Gonna take a quick nap, then gonna make all the hoppers that we need. Well, if we can't actually make them yet, then we're gonna go chop down a tree first. But we will, before the session is over, put in the hoppers for that farm. I must have it operational. And the only way to do that is to put in the hoppers. So, let's go chop down a big spruce. Boing, 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 boing. No, it's a boom, da boom, da boom, da boom, da boom, da boom. Da da boom, 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 da da boom. In this world of ups and downs, sure nice to know there's them folks around. Oh, that is already so much faster than stone. Hello, Sorrento! Hello, hello, hello! Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Guardian Studios, my friend. Hope you are doing alright today, or tonight, depending on which one it is for you. And I hope you enjoy the stream. Alright, I need to make planks. I need about 8 chests, isn't it? Yeah. 8 chests. I should be able to take one of them from here, so I only need to make 7 more. I don't think so. I got 7 more! I am trying to finish up making an improved kelp farm. And I'm thinking it's gonna work out just fine. There you go. I've done the Mario voice. What do you think? Do I do it pretty good? I hope I do. I hope I at least do it somewhat good. Because if I don't, then I've got a problem. Make a few more of these. Make a couple more of those. Gotta make sure that the kelp can get to where it needs to go. Gotta make sure that this will work out how I want. That's what I must do here. So come on, here we go. We're making this work one way or another. Well, that sure didn't work. I guess I need to make one more of those to make that work. Well, thank you very much! I've spent years doing the Mario voice, trying to make it sound convincingly like a Mario. It's so nice to hear that I actually do a pretty good job. Thank you very much. I love to sing. I really, really do. It's just so much fun. Seriously, singing is extremely fun, and I love to do it all the time. And for collection, we will break down there. about, I think it'll have to be 11 blocks. And then all we gotta do is break the kelp, and it should all be able to go up to where we need it to be. Nope, never seen it. Never seen it. I just want to confirm. It is... What's the Y level? 52. Okay. So when I go to do that part, I have to go down to 52. Got it! Alright, we have got ourselves a kelp farm. And with that, the two farms that I wanted to make with hoppers so far are done. We have got ourselves a fully functional kelp farm, which we can always improve. And we've got our cobblestone generator properly set up for what we need it to be able to do. Well, actually, Sorrento, this setup right here will be able to handle what we need it to handle. Basically, what's going to happen, or what I'm hoping will happen, is kelp will break down there. We're going to set it up so that we can break the kelp down there. And then once the kelp breaks down there, water will carry it up to this flowing surface here. And then it'll get pushed into those hoppers, which will take it all the way over to here. That way, we can get as much kelp as this pool can hold, hopefully. And if it works, we will get a lot of kelp out of this. Of course, that's if it works. I don't know for sure if it's going to work. We'll have to find out when we go to use it. But that, I'm afraid, is going to have to do it for this session, everybody. So thank you, everybody, so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. If you did, please be sure to leave likes, comments. Please be sure to leave likes, comments, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to smack that notification bell so that you don't miss the next stream. And, of course, share the channel with your friends if you think they might enjoy the content. We might tweak some of the stuff we've done here today, later on. But for now, thank you once again, everybody, for watching. I am JGardo1, your guide, bard, and humble host into the worlds virtual and fantastical, and I will see you all next time, right here on Guardian Studios. Bye!